1212 was a podcast. 1212 was a podcast. Episode 137. We are back. We are back in the building. High energy, new look.
We got a new look?
I mean, we're gonna have it when this comes out. We will.
Oh, okay.
Nevertheless,
number 30 in Belgium.
Yeah,
we out here.
137. Belgium was good. Shout out to my man. Always available. Hashtag #SheWearEddie.
What's happening?
And don't charge Abdul.
Belgium, what's up? Swedish meatballs.
I mean,
That's Sweden.
Oh, yeah.
Sweden, though, bro. somebody went to IKEA this week.
Belgian waffles.
There you go.
Nevertheless,
listen,
man, what's
shout
the
out to
podcast?
Belgian waffles. I love fucking Belgian waffles.
I would say Belgian beer, but you don't drink.
I don't drink, but the waffles, yo, listen. There used to be a Belgian waffle spot on 8th Street in Southeast. Did y'all ever frequent that spot?
No.
Like
bro.
years ago, I think it was actually called like Belgian waffle or some shit like that. Like it was like legit.
Nah.
But nah, it was fire.
I don't remember it.
It was a good brunch spot. I went there like once or twice. Yeah. What's up?
So we're here. We're back. Shout out to Abdul for having a diverse food palette. Obviously, nobody else got the invite because Eddie
You know
nor
how
myself did get to go. But it's all good. Episode 137. Make sure you check out whatsapodcast.live for our previous episodes. YouTube.com/whatsapodcast for the video. Obviously we're here. Remember, rocking and rolling. It's cold in the district this week. It's rainy, cold day.
Yeah.
We're 50 degrees. So
It's fucked up out there.
I seen
It
the
was
bubble
early.
coats. Yeah, it was ugly today.
I went running out this morning. It was 46.
Was it
Yeah.
raining when you were running?
No.
It was an ugly day. I was in the house. I've been in the house since like 11 a.m. It's been perfect.
Yeah.
It's
It's
been one of
bubble
those
coat
days.
season already.
Bubble coat weather. I got Bella ready for the whole week. So, you know what I'm saying? But we're here. Obviously, we're rocking and rolling. We're back 137. Week was great. I
What's up with you?
DJ'd,
How'd y'all do?
DJ'd a bunch.
What did
Halloween
you all do?
was Halloween.
Oh
was
yeah,
cool.
how was Halloween? Did you go trick or treating with the little queen?
Yes. Yeah, the neighborhood function always goes crazy. And it went crazy.
You stayed
this
around
year.
your way?
Yeah, they always do. Lamont Street always shuts down, and there's like 5,000 people outside. And
Okay.
Was it like an outdoor trick or treating today?
Yeah,
Everybody had the
it's
table
always
set up
one.
on the front porch.
Yep, and so they always do it on Halloween Day, which to me, they should make Halloween like the last Saturday of October every year instead of it being like a certain day. Like, you know how Thanksgiving falls on the same day?
Yeah.
That's what they do Halloween, because next year Halloween's on a Monday. Like, that's cool, but my boo-boo got to go to school. You know what I'm saying? So, like, even then, it was kind of light compared to a couple years ago when it was on like a Friday night. Oh, you couldn't walk up and down Lamont Street. Like, it was bonfires and people jumping marshmallows. Just
That was
you know what
also
I mean?
pre-COVID too, though.
Right,
Yeah.
right. But COVID didn't stop. COVID didn't stop this time, though. I will say that.
Did she wear her? Did she wear her Halloween costume with a COVID mask
Yes, yes.
and then a regular mask on top, or what was she dressed up as?
She was Harley Quinn,
Okay.
but she had a mask on,
Who's
and
that?
she's Joker's
An actress?
girlfriend.
Who?
Joker from the
Oh, okay.
Batman series.
All right.
Just like she has her own series on HBO Max, I believe. And then like we just hit the neighborhood tough. It was cool. It was like it was busy. It was super busy. The night before I DJ'd in the neighborhood as well. A spot called Mark's Cafe, which has been there forever.
Yep.
And it was like a neighborhood Halloween party. It was super cracking.
That's
Like
dope.
it was insane in there.
Do you like inspect all her candy and shit, dump it out on the table?
Of course,
look through
absolutely.
it?
You already know. Like
You
no
don't want
games,
this.
no
You don't
gimmicks.
want that. You don't want this. Daddy's gonna eat this.
I'm not a candy person. I had one piece of gum. That's all I eat. I'm
Wow.
not a big candy person. So
How about you, Abdul?
Man, I've become more of a candy person since I stopped smoking. I never used to fuck with chocolates. I never used to fuck with desserts, really. But once I stopped smoking, like 6 years ago, I find myself like every now and then I'm like, if I go to CVS to go get something else, I'll be like, walk past the candy aisle. I'll be like, you know what? I'm gonna fuck with a Kit Kat today. Like every now and then I'll do it. But because of Halloween, I got the, and they got the bite-sized joint, so I got them handy right here in my office.
You confiscated all Nadia.
Not all of
Nadia's,
them. I got like 5 or 6, and I'ma just go through it.
slow roll them.
Yeah. Yo, do y'all remember like 10, 11 years when they used to do the Halloween parade in Georgetown on M Street?
Yeah, of course.
When did that stop? It just kind of like went away one year,
Yeah.
right? That shit used to be crazy.
M Street used to be the shit.
M Street used to be the fucking shit.
Yeah.
The
Not even
colonizers
Halloween.
were going
Yeah.
crazy out there.
Yo, that
It was
shit
there at
bananas.
night, definitely. But I don't know if I remember going to it a few times. But yeah, it was definitely. I had no kids. I might not have even been married at
You
the time.
probably
But
weren't married back then.
yeah, I mean, but it was definitely crazy. They would shut down the whole street. If you were parked on M Street in Georgetown, your car was going to get towed. And they were going to move everything out. And it would be a big-ass parade up and down M Street.
What'd you guys do? What'd you do for Halloween? You took the kids in the neighborhood?
What did we do? I didn't actually take them. My wife took them with some other friends and their kids. Yeah, and they just walked around this neighborhood and the next neighborhood over. And, they hung out.
What were they dressed up as this year?
Yo,
Did you do your
rabbits?
Little,
No.
you didn't do your normal? You
Nah,
broke the tradition?
my wife put a kibosh on all that.
That's it. It's over.
It's over.
Damn.
She ended it last year, and she was like, "Yo, this is the last year you're gonna do it," because she's like, she said the girls don't like dressing up. They don't even know what the fuck they're dressing up as, and and they don't really like dressing up as boys. So
You got to
this
do like
is it.
salt and pepper or something.
Yeah, but salt and pepper is so like predictable. Like, you know what I'm saying? I always
Yeah.
tried to like. I had some good ones lined up for this year, dog. Like, if I had gotten the green light, it was gonna go down. But
Basically, make sure you double check our Instagram story. When this is up, you'll see the post that Abdul is referring to, where he kind of did a chronological backwards,
Yeah.
right? Where he just pretty much went through all the entire costumes and
7 years.
7
Yeah.
years. Pusha T reposted it on his story. I saw that.
Yeah.
There was a lot of comments. There was a lot of just affection. People were really
Yeah.
waiting this year. They were waiting to be wild.
Yeah,
and,
people were like, "Yo, where is it?"
and
I did last year, 2020, just to go through the list real quick. We did the clips from Mass Appeal magazine. They had a photo shoot, I think, in 2006. And the girls dressed up as that. That was 2020. 2019, they were Crisscross. And then the year before that, 2018, Mobb Deep in the Shook Ones video. And then before that, 2017, I can't remember.
Biggie and Puff.
Biggie and Puff were in there somewhere.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Fresh
Carlton.
Prince was in there, and then the Wu-Tang album cover was in there. Anyway, we'll post it. But yeah, I can't remember exactly what they
chronological
were.
order?
Let me see here.
Did you make those, the Hennessy jerseys
No, I found them online.
in their size?
No, I got them altered.
That's crazy.
My mother altered them.
Damn.
Yeah, my mom is nice on the sewing machine.
I see that.
But, and it's a good thing she doesn't even know what Hennessy is, because
She would have never done that.
No, she would have never
Yeah.
done it. But, if she had found out it was alcohol, I mean,
Yeah.
she'd be like, "Fuck out of here! It's
Yeah.
never happening." My grandkids are putting that on. Are you crazy? She had no idea. But even the Fresh Prince one, she altered. I think I found the T-shirt in an adult size, and she
cut
trimmed
it
it down and she cut it down and sewed it back up, in Sophia's size.
That's amazing.
Yeah, man. So that was it. That's the end. I mean, if I can find, like, I don't know, some females or something more relatable to them. So this year they were dressed as. My youngest was like a rabbit.
They got to pick this year.
I think they were both rabbits.
They got to pick.
Yeah, that was it. I mean, they got to pick every year.
Yeah.
But this was just one of the outfits they would do throughout the whole weekend. And
Yeah.
but whatever. That's it. So
well, nevertheless, I mean, all good things come to an end.
Yeah.
Right. And I
That's
believe
true.
they had a
this
good
is
run.
Good run. You never know. You might be able to pop one or two more off just on some low key.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Send the wife out of town and I'll
For
take
sure.
over. Yeah.
You know what I mean, block her on the gram for a night.
Block
you know
her
what I mean?
on the gram.
If it hits, once it hits the gram, it's too late anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
block her on the gram and send her away to like a
Yeah.
spa or something for the
block
weekend.
all of her friends too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, but nevertheless, it is what it is. Halloween was good.
Halloween was
obviously, excuse me. Here at What's a Podcast, we do a lot of we involve a lot of our friends with our podcast, with our situation. We make it so you know who we are, who we're talking about.
Yeah.
We have repeat customers, repeat offenders, repeat contributors, and clearly there is someone who listens to our show who spread the word to our friend.
Is this an undisclosed person? Nobody.
I don't know who it is.
I don't know who it is, but clearly this person who listens. And please, if you're listening,
You know who
leave
you
a
are.
leave a comment. We need to
just
know.
let us know who you are. If
But
you're the
this-
one who snitched.
But this friend of the show got in contact with our dear friend Lokesh. If you remember, Lokesh is he's just a party animal. He's a great dude.
Professional man of leisure, we'll say.
Yo, what a
Professional man
great
of
way
leisure.
to describe him. Professional man of leisure.
Lokesh is an awesome dude. If you go to Art Basel, he's the guy you want to party with. 1,000%.
Art Basel, and what's the other music festival?
Burning Man,
All that.
the other one, the one
Coachella.
music
Winter
festival
Music
in
Conference.
Miami. Winter Music
Conference.
Conference.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of those events. If you need to
anything
go with
EDM.
anything EDM related, maybe with a skateboard or some shit like that, you need to know Lokesh, man.
So basically, this friend apparently informed Lokesh that we were speaking about him on the podcast.
That was
And
a few episodes ago too.
And if you
wasn't it?
listen though, we weren't like saying
No,
any
you
shit
were-
bad
you
about
were you were
Lokesh.
bigging him up the whole time.
Yeah, Lokesh is my man. Like real
Same
talk.
here.
So, do we know how he found out? Did he say something to you, Abdul, or
Yeah,
what was
he
the...
texted me today and was like, he's like, you guys are funny. And I knew exactly what he meant, but I was just like, what are you talking about? And he was like, a friend of mine just told me she listened to your podcast and and you guys were talking about me. I was like, for real? I was like, I don't really and I honestly didn't remember exactly what we had said. I do remember his name came up a while back.
It was mostly Jerome talking about running into him at Art Basel. And
Yeah.
Money had no shirt on. And
Yeah, that's what he said. He's like, Shorty told him that he was in Miami with his shirt off and had like 3 girls with him, and he was running around the streets with his shirt off inside the club or some shit. And I was like,
at Space at 11 a.m.
I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. I think we did talk about that, but listen, congratulations.
yeah, own that
Listen. Lokesh is. If I make it to Basel this year, which I have plans to do,
Yeah.
I would love to run into Lokesh, man.
I might go with Lokesh.
He's a
because
life
it
of the
seems
party.
like, listen, he's the
I don't
party
think you
guy to
could
be
keep
with.
up.
I don't know if in your advanced age right now you're ready for
Yeah.
that.
I don't think you could keep up.
Like-
but
I mean, I would still like to go out, pick and choose the events I need to
There you
hang
go.
with him.
There is no picking and choosing. Once you're with the squad, you're with the squad,
Because
bro.
he'll do a quick 24-hour run.
Yeah, you can't peel off because you need to be a part of the squad.
I can peel off.
Nah, I'm trying to tell
I,
you.
I hear
Nah,
you.
you can peel
I,
off.
I hear you. I hear you. You're right. You don't want to miss the action once you're in it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
and he is the action.
No, definitely.
So like, then you
Definitely.
peel off, you miss the
Yeah.
highlight.
Yeah, I mean, he's the guy to show up to Space at 6 a.m. and he goes on till 3 p.m.
Right, absolutely. So basically,
Shout out
there
to
is shout out to Lokesh, episode 137. What's a podcast? I got a text message from a listener in California. I'm sorry,
30
Instagram. An Instagram message from a listener in California. Listens to all of our episodes.
Okay.
And he basically had shared with me the post of the Popeyes in Eastern Market that had all of the rats and had all
I
of
think that was
the-
on H Street.
Nah,
Nah, it
it's
wasn't
one on
8th Street,
8th. It's
Eastern
8th
Market.
Street. It's 8th
Oh,
Street.
8th. Okay, I know
Yeah.
exactly. By the 7-Eleven.
Yep.
Yep. So now, mind you, people, if you're not from DC, it's a incredibly diverse area. So like you've got
It
the
used to be
Army.
the hood. Not
It
anymore.
used to be the hood, but you've got like the Army or the Navy or some branch of the
I mean,
military.
the
don't get it-
Marine barracks.
Marine barracks.
Don't get it twisted. It's a couple
Yeah,
streets.
a couple
down, it's
streets are
the
still
hood.
live. Couple
Yeah.
streets are still live, but they also have some of the illest houses in DC over there, like big houses.
Capitol Hill. It's
but
right
like
next to the
Eastern
fucking
Market.
actual Capitol.
But they are like the houses in size are huge houses over there, right?
$2
You got-
$3 million
Yeah,
cribs.
you've got this
Easy.
retail strip where the Popeyes is a retail strip. That's
Yep.
actually the strip where the hood still hangs out.
And that's
because of
actually the
7-Eleven.
strip where the Belgian waffle spot I was talking about
Yeah,
earlier
yeah, for sure.
was.
And
It's
no
like the-
doubt they had rats.
The first Ted's
Definitely.
bulletin. The first Ted's bulletin is over there. Like there's a
That's
bunch of
right.
stuff over there, right?
Yeah. The first, what's the pizza spot? That used to-
Matchbox.
Matchbox. The
Matchbox,
first Matchbox
yep,
used to be
yep.
out there.
Same people owned Matchbox and Ted's Bulletin.
Yeah, for sure. So
Interesting.
boom.
Alright.
So when you're over, so there's actually I DJ'd over there recently. There's a live go-go museum over there. Shout out to Yadia. He's
Okay.
doing his the go-go thing over there. But that particular strip where the Popeyes is pretty nasty. Like it's like the people who hang out there are
Oh, yeah, that's
nasty.
the post up is real.
The post up is real. There's a bus stop right there. It's disgusting. The metro is right there. It's just bad. It's just bad over there. Like it's because if you go one block over, it's like incredible. It's
Yeah,
literally
it's like-
incredible. So the
Yeah.
Popeyes, the video in question, basically, there's a guy who's just, I guess he's filming. He walks through the Popeyes, right?
Well,
He delivers the chicken.
Okay, he delivers
Raw
the
chicken.
Raw chicken.
So he actually has keys. He gets there before, like, it was obviously very early in the morning. There was nobody else in there.
Yeah.
And he came in there. I guess he has keys. He comes in there, delivers the chicken, turns the lights on, and you see fucking rats just climbing up the walls, dog. Have you
It
ever
was-
seen a rat climb a wall? I've never
Nah.
seen that actually.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they could do that.
Not the way I saw them in
They
that
go
video.
up. They went up the pole. They went up the little pole.
There were strippers?
Pretty much.
Pause.
Except they didn't come back down.
But nevertheless, the rats were like incredibly.
There was like
it was the
30 of
grossest
them.
thing I've ever seen.
So that Popeyes is actually shut down right now, right? And
wow.
it's probably shut down indefinitely because
Yeah.
you're not going to get rid of those rats. Like you're
No,
going
you
to have
gotta
to
burn the whole building.
condemn the whole building.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
because that Popeye sits between 7 other businesses, it's not going to be reopened anytime soon.
Every single one of those businesses have. Once they in the walls and the ceiling like that,
It's over.
they say the whole strip is done.
Yeah, but you also have to pay attention to how nasty the Popeyes was. Like there was shit all over the fucking floor. There was food and bags
Yeah,
of
but
food
the
that were
rats could have made that mess.
No, but I'm saying like I think in general they don't even upkeep the fucking restaurant. So
Yeah.
it needed to be shut down just off of that alone. You know what I'm saying? And when
Yeah.
you keep a place like that, that just attracts fucking
Yeah,
animals.
that's what
and-
they want.
Yeah, that's exactly what they want. So
Yeah.
you leave food out and shit like that. All you're gonna do is just attract fucking rats, man. So rats
was-
are running all over the chicken everywhere, man.
Oh my god.
It was
So-
nasty.
I'm pretty sure that all of the Popeyes are under a lot of pressure now. In order
I had
to-
Popeyes that same day. Actually, I went to on Saturday. I went to a little party and they had Popeyes, and I was like, "Yo, did you all get this from Eastern Market?" And they were like, "No."
But nevertheless, there is a big. I think there's going to be a big push at all the Popeyes to up the sanitation levels because that
Listen,
was pretty disgusting.
I'm telling y'all, Yums, they don't shut the lights off because they're open all night. So the rats never actually have a time to come down.
You know,
They scared of the rats.
No,
in there
I've
'cause
been
them motherfuckers will
disappointed.
kill-
I've been disappointed in Yums though. They've been closed a little early lately.
They
Yeah,
have
they
been closed early.
changed. They did change the hours actually in the middle of COVID last year.
I went by the other night, not going to there. I think I was just headed home from downtown.
Oh, I was about to ask you what you were gonna get.
And obviously, you know, I'm DJing, so it's already 2-3 o'clock in the morning,
Oh,
and
that's a
I'm
wrap.
riding by. I'm like, "Is Yums closed?" I said, "Oh, nah, this is
Was it a
a
Sunday though?
violation." Nah, it was. might
Oh,
have been a-
okay.
No, it was a Friday. It was a Friday going into.
At 2:30.
No,
It-
them something
Had
must have happened.
yo, no, I only DJ downtown on Friday or Saturday.
Wow.
That
and
sounds
I was
crazy
leaving-
because
I was
Friday
leaving-
is normally
Matter of fact, you
4
know what I
a.m. or
was?
5 a.m.
I was
night.
leaving Eaton. Eaton.
That was Friday.
Lyft driver went up 14th, and I was like, "Oh, let me see if I know it's got to be popping over there." It was closed.
Oh shit!
I was-
Something must have happened.
I was thoroughly.
I'd gone there
like,
that night
surprised.
because I was with you earlier.
Yeah, you were with me. For
Yeah,
sure.
and I stopped off at Yums. It was about 2:00, maybe a little bit before 2, and it was jumping. So something must have happened.
Yeah, what's a podcast episode 137? Obviously, there is just an opportunity for people to do better in life, and we'll see how Popeyes can improve
Yeah.
on their cleanliness.
Sponsor the show.
Sponsor the show for sure. In a few months though, after you get your things together.
Yeah, get your shit right.
So when you're speaking of getting your things together, getting things right, you have to be a very confident person to take the life of other people, influence complete eras. You know what I'm saying? Just do dirt and come home and just be proud about doing it. Like live in the community in which you did all this dirt. So we all know that Alpo was killed. I want to say this past Sunday,
Halloween night.
Halloween night. It was 3 a.m, I believe, and obviously street life doesn't expire. And he was a mega star, for better or for worse. Prominent figure in street life. We're not here to glorify anything that he did or took part in, but the facts are that he was a very popular person, and maybe even more popular with the Paid in Full movie. Obviously,
Definitely.
Don Diva magazine chronicled his life multiple
Fed magazine,
times.
Feds.
And then when he came home, it seemed like people were actually happy to see him home. Like he was able to still live in Harlem.
I don't think he was living in Harlem because the article that I read said he was on witness protection in Rhode Island.
I read he was still living in Harlem. They had video. I saw a video where he took them to some place upstate New York to show where he killed somebody. Like he was
crazy.
he's out and about. Nevertheless, he was killed in Harlem though. So clearly somebody knew exactly his whereabouts to the point where they could move around enough. And they did a drive by, which is like that's very West Coast style. But you know what I'm saying? Like they still took him out, and there seemed to be a general celebration. I know obviously he had a lot to do with Wayne Perry,
Yep.
who was a DC figure.
Well, his one of his more famous statements that he made was, "I never snitched on anybody from Harlem. I just gave up a few DC cats."
Yep. But he killed mad people in Harlem.
Killed and also over here too.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is also a long time ago, and during the Rayful Edmonds days, and I mean, listen, people that we know, their fathers are I won't say, we all know who I'm talking about. Their fathers are still in prison behind some of this shit.
That's
You know
because
what I mean?
they didn't snitch.
Stood tall, but I mean,
Everybody else is out because they all working with the people.
yeah, and his pops is in there for a non-violent crime.
Yep. No murders.
And yeah, man. I mean, DC really had a that name. Alpo just left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth. From a lot of families got ruined over that. And I'm not saying that it's not sad that obviously he had kids, he had grandkids, and they're now losing a loved one. He was also 21 when like all of this shit was happening, right? Like 21 is a fucking child. Like you're not even old enough to really make decisions. But
That's not true. I would say some 21-year-olds are like that, but he definitely was not. He knew what the fuck he was doing.
no, of course.
He was
Of course.
21. He was 21 going on 100. He grew up in the street, so he knew exactly what was going on.
Yeah, I just find it funny, like, and we're not street dudes, so I'm only speaking of my own
Yeah.
personal thought process that if you're involved in this shit and you know what the ramifications are,
Yeah. Yeah.
like you're signing up for it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You're gonna take the bad with the good.
He should have knew he had that coming to him.
Yeah. Listen, I mean, well, you don't snitch. Like
Yeah, but he should have
you
known
did
he
the
had
crime, do the time.
Yeah.
Like it's over. All of these runs come to an end, man.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And then to have the audacity to even be moving around in the same communities you put people away in, or had somebody's family member killed. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy that you thought it was okay to move around like that. Either way, man. I mean, somebody lost a family member, and that makes me sad. It makes me sad when any life is lost. Especially that of a person of color over some street shit for real. But damn,
He had it coming to him.
he did have it coming. Yeah, I don't know. Shit is crazy. Fucking Alpo, man. Paid in Full definitely heightened
Boosted him up.
boosted his whole character, boosted his
Cameron
his name.
boosted him up.
Yeah, Cam did a fucking fantastic job playing Alpo.
For
By the
sure,
way,
for
he
sure.
killed that shit.
For sure.
All time classic.
Yeah.
That's a fucking movie. If you have not seen Paid in Full,
Go watch it twice.
go watch it once and then watch it again. Run
Exactly.
it back
Yeah.
to back.
Yeah.
Paid in Full is dope, and yeah, man. The way you said he was in witness protection, so the way they apparently the name he had on his license, which was his witness protection program name, matched with who he really is in the database or some shit like that. I
Yeah.
was reading something about that. Yeah, but he was in a truck and they just pulled up on him. You know what? And I'm wondering about who would take him out. I don't even know if it's somebody from his old days, man. I think when you're that confident and you come out and think everything is sweet and you try to run game on some of these younger cats, I feel like that's what might have bit him. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, I think it was old shit. I don't
You think
was
you
that-
think it had to do with some shit from back in the day?
100%.
I mean, it could have been somebody from down here. It could have been something from back in the day. It could have been some new shit happening. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I don't think he was out of the street shit. I think there was still
No, I
some,
think he was.
some
I think he was out of the street shit. I think
I
he
don't
was
know.
trying. I think he was trying to be around the street shit. But who would fuck with him if everybody knows he's a snitch? Who would fuck with him?
people still do, man.
Nah,
the
nah.
rules have changed. Like that
Nah.
book that everybody adhered to.
Yeah, but my man is-
like
my man is
nobody,
50 years old. Them
Nobody
young
reads
kids ain't
that shit.
fucking
He's
with him.
55.
Yeah, the young kids weren't fucking with him. Anybody his age. is
Oh,
not fucking with
everybody wants to fuck with the old dude and they're like OG, OG this, OG that.
him. Not when they on papers, and snitching.
I don't think they care. I don't
Yeah, I
think
don't
they
know.
fucking care.
I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
I wouldn't fuck with him.
Nevertheless, it is what it is. He's, that particular situation is now closed. Real quick, we just want to comment on two things very, very, very quickly. First of all, happy birthday, rest in peace to Prodigy,
Oh man, today's his birthday.
47th birthday.
47th birthday.
Damn.
And in a very, hopefully it's just hopefully it's not a prediction of the future, even though we just finished living through hell here in America. It's looking like the Republican candidate is going to win Virginia. And you know what I'm saying? That's not good. The analysis, the predictions, things of that nature. Youngkin has a wide lead.
He's the fucking devil.
Right. So Virginia didn't get
Yo,
it done today.
the thing is, Virginia's a big state, man, and Northern Virginia, we good. But
It's
once
blue.
once you pass that beltway, it's
well,
over.
Northern Virginia is good. 757 is good.
And that's
it's
it.
really all that middle and western.
Maybe like Richmond is probably good.
But then it's got to be that western though. You know what I'm
it's gotta
saying?
be
It's
the-
like
That's a
everything else.
big state.
It's a-
So,
yeah. I was just doing the knowledge on the Loudoun County, and I don't know if you guys saw that video of the woman who was trying to say her 6-year-old child had history class, and they were teaching them critical race theory. And it was like they don't even teach history in
Shut
in
up,
the first
you
grade.
dumb
Exactly.
fucking idiot.
Yeah, it's a bad look. You know what I mean?
These
So-
people's lies just get ridiculous. Like nobody's gonna fucking believe that shit. How stupid do you think people are?
Right.
Fucking idiot.
we know that there's
My
a lot of stupid
6-year-old
people
was
out here.
learning critical race. Shut the fuck up. Fuck out of here, you stupid. I don't want to say anything. Oh my god. Fucking colonizers make me angry sometimes, man.
I just had Virginia. I don't know where y'all are at on this one, man. I don't know. I hope it's not a prediction of things
What's to
to
come?
come. Yeah, I mean, 2024 is going to be wild.
Yeah.
Really, I think what needs to happen is
That's the same dude they got caught lying on tape, and there was like commercials everywhere where he was like, I don't know, he said something
blackface or something like that. Didn't
Nah,
he?
he said something about like anti-abortion or like I don't know.
He's
He
also
said-
the anti-vaxxer, right, dude? Anti-mask, anti-vaxxer, or is
I
that
just know-
another
I know
candidate?
I know he's like quoted like Trump on a bunch of occasions, and he got caught like somebody like spy cammed him saying some shit that wasn't like too ethical.
Again, I think what they need to do, what I think the Democrats in the Senate and the House need to do is stop playing games. Like, y'all see the power slipping out of your hands while you hold it.
Yeah.
Get active. Get this Mansion dude get him out of things.
And the Arizona broad.
Get Cinema. She's done a 180 since she's been in office.
She's a fucking devil too.
Get them out of their positions and get the filibuster out of there and do what you can do.
Yeah.
Because it's not looking sweet as it was hopefully a year ago. A year ago we was feeling good about things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But now
Manchin is the fucking devil too.
He's
man.
the devil for
You
real.
should have never trusted anybody from West Virginia to begin with.
True that.
No bullshit.
Them motherfuckers just can't be trusted.
Episode 137.
They're knocking off their own sisters out there, right?
I don't even know, bro.
Listen, that's what I heard.
There's only a couple ways. I mean, incest can only be done a couple ways.
Sisters, cousins,
Yeah.
everybody getting got out there.
Yeah.
But
West
nevertheless,
Virginia, y'all are nasty.
yeah, West Virginia. I don't want no parts of it. You know what's crazy is Stereo and I used to drive to New York a lot, and that's the one place we would not stop.
Well,
hold on. Where
you
in
don't
New
go
York?
through West Virginia.
No, not West Virginia. I'm sorry. I'm thinking Delaware. My bad.
Okay.
Well, Delaware, you don't have to stop. You through Delaware.
Nah,
in like
you go
20
through.
minutes.
I go through Delaware in 9 minutes.
Yeah.
But there was always an IHOP that was just like, all right, let's just like,
Oh,
you know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
okay.
Like, let's just do whatever.
Listen, I used to have some joints up at Delaware State. Anyway, let's not talk about that. Let's move on. Shout out to Del State.
Shout out to Del State though. Del State popping on the low.
Listen, let me tell you something. That Wawa out there.
Del State
Listen.
popping on the low.
Shout out to
Popping at the
Del
Wawa.
fucking State.
Yeah.
Hell
So,
yeah.
obviously, you know what I'm saying? There was, Wale put out a new album. We spoke about it last week. We spoke about how much we enjoyed it. And I feel like, the general consensus is that it is an enjoyable album. I feel like he was on the media tour. So he did Hot 97, he did Power 105.
Oh, I got to listen to those.
He also did Drink Champs. He had a really good and
Yes.
insightful Drink Champs. He was, Wale is Wale, man. You're gonna either like him or you're not. And it's a good interview. You know what I'm saying? NORE. I think he actually got NORE a little twisted.
A lot twisted.
Yeah. And
NORE
so-
could not speak towards the end. He was
Nore-
inebriated. It was
I'm
the
about to watch
fucking craziest shit
The
ever.
thing is, though, and NORE showed them, like, you can't take, like, whenever they do the game,
Yeah.
like you
Quick
can't
time
fill,
slime or
yeah,
whatever.
you can't fill your drink up. You can't fill the cup
They
up.
only
with
take
shots.
like little shots like that. Like
Nah, at first Wale was taking full shots, and NORE was like, "No." He told him,
Pace yourself.
he's like, you gotta take the little joints. But NORE didn't listen to his own
advice.
advice.
I listened to the whole thing today when I was out for a run, and I kept telling myself, I was like, I need to go on YouTube. When I get home, I need to go on YouTube and watch what NORE looks like on
Like
YouTube.
the last 10 minutes.
because he it sounded like he was dead, like he could not even speak. But Wale, I think, did a really good job of showing his like true self. Because in reality, the motherfucker's funny as shit. Like, he's witty, he's smart, he has good jokes, and every few minutes, he's a big NORE fan, and every few minutes he'd be like, he's in the Philippines. He has a mansion. And I started laughing, and he would just quote lines from War Report or NORE, their album. And there were just these random lines, and this shit was so funny, yo. But I think he did a good job of kind of just being himself. You know what I mean? I don't know if he's... I actually haven't seen a lot of press interviews with him. I need to go see what he's like on Power 105 and Hot 97.
Yeah, I mean, he has relationships with all of them, so
Okay.
it's just different. I feel like the Power 105 one, he had the most energy. Hot
Okay.
97, I believe, there's
That's
always like
Peter Rosenberg, who's
but he
a
was with
hometown
Ebro
guy.
too, though. He was with
Right.
Ebro. Sometimes you just get to eat the Rosenberg interview. No, he was with all three of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it's good. I mean, if you're a Wale fan, you should absolutely check out
Yeah.
those interviews for sure.
Yeah, no, shout out to Wale. I did like his album, but him on Drink Champs, I think, was well deserved and overdue, so to speak. Because, we haven't really had any representation on Drink Champs
At all.
at all.
Well, I think the thing you have to realize, and this is, you don't have that many representers. Like
True.
there are,
Representatives.
Yeah.
like you don't have as many. There's a great scene, and Chucky Thompson and people from his era, rest in peace, when you start to break it down, it's like it gets kind of less and less. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At least people who are on a super national stage,
I mean,
international
who?
stage.
I mean, yeah. Who is it?
Rich Harrison was a name
Yeah, but
that
I'm saying, like,
everybody knew
but
from back in the day.
artist wise, not production. Like they're like more behind the scenes. Like artist
Yeah.
wise, nobody.
You also haven't seen Rich Harrison in how
Yo,
long?
I don't know.
He
where the
lives in
fuck
L.A.
Rich-
now.
I get that,
Does
but I'm
he?
just saying,
Okay.
but you still haven't seen him.
What
like,
is
you
he
haven't-
doing? Yeah.
He's he's
Producing.
definitely involved in the music. But I'm just saying,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you haven't seen him do anything. You haven't seen anything prominent
Okay.
from him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, and so I think DC has an opportunity to get there, but they still are looking for the next big star to come out of DC as well.
Shout
You know
out to
what I mean?
Ron Harrison, his brother, who's a good friend of mine.
Okay. Episode 137. What's the podcast?
Shout out to Ron.
Yeah.
shout out to Ron.
shout
Ron
out to
just
Ron.
had a kid. He's got a little baby.
Shout out to Ron. Episode 137 was a podcast. So basically, we all saw, first of all, rest in peace to BK Tyler Wave, right? You guys are familiar with her. She is the woman who was interviewed in New York City, super Brooklyn woman.
Oh,
Super
the one who was reciting the J lyrics.
Yes.
Queen of Brooklyn.
Queen of Brooklyn.
What was her name? What did you call her?
BK Tidal Wave. That was her Instagram.
Oh, was it? Oh,
Yeah.
shit. Let me go on that account. Rest in peace.
She passed away. Her
Damn.
son put up a GoFundMe.
Do we know how she passed away? I hope it's not COVID.
I don't know. But rest in peace to her. And obviously she was a big Jay fan, and so with that, we saw that Jay-Z was just inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Jay-Z had a 10-minute speech in which he basically, sort of just thanked the people that were prominent in his career. He definitely thanked DJ Clark Kent,
Yeah.
with the podcast alumni family.
Yes.
He went as far as to thank Dame Dash,
I was
which
gonna
was
say.
yeah, he did.
I mean, you
That
got
was
to.
dope.
He
He
has
did.
to.
He did, and he wasn't too big. He said that he tweeted that he forgot to mention Jazzo, but he did tweet it and just say how important Jazzo was to his
Oh,
career
man.
early
That
on.
would have been dope if he had brought up Jazzo in the speech. 'Cause
Yeah,
that's
for
the
sure.
first dude that believed in him, really, from a
Yeah.
place of power that could make something happen for him.
Yeah, so I mean, he tweeted how much he was thankful for Jazzo. I mean, just what Jazzo did for him.
Yeah.
But the Dame thing was important. I read an article today where Dame said that he basically wants to squash whatever they have, whatever kind of issue they have. He's like, I don't have any beef with him if he has no beef with me. We're grown men. We don't have to do business anymore. We just need to
Be
move
friends.
on and do whatever. Not even be friends. Just
Just be amicable.
kill whatever's in the air. We're probably never going to see each other again in person. Because Dame has his own thing going on. You know what I'm saying? He's got a family, and Dame seems to have 27 different businesses going on at one time. And obviously, we know Jay is just he's doing what he's doing. And so I hope that happens. But Jay was also big into thanking LL Cool J, and he mentioned
Who
KRS
also
One.
we should salute and say congratulations
Yeah.
to, because he also got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of
He
Fame.
mentioned KRS One, Kane, Rakim, and LL Cool J as kind of the names that stuck out to him as he was on his come up. And so, I just feel like Jay is a very he knows what he's doing in those situations. You know what I'm saying? With the exception of the Jazzo omission. Other than that, he nailed it all. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? 10-minute speech, which people were just very excited about. You know what I mean? So shout out to Jay for being inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I keep on trying to find video of it, and I only was able to find somebody who was up in the stands took one video of it, and that's the only video that's on YouTube of Jay's speech. You'd have thought
There has to be something. I mean, somebody
but
had to film
there
it.
is nothing from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or nothing like that, online at least. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? They have the transcript of the whole speech, but the only video you can find, or at least when I was looking, was of some lady who had taped it. She was in the stands, and she was recording it on her phone, and she put it up on YouTube. But it was great to hear Clark, friend of the show, get that recognition, and the speech was it was motivational, man. Like for real, like what I'm saying, like hip hop came out of nowhere. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
for him to hit the level of success that he's had, it's kind of fucking incredible. So, yeah, shout out to Jay, man. He looked sharp in the fucking tux on, and there was, I think Lenny S posted a picture of them on the plane, and yeah, that shit was fire. There is, you all know the account Ain't No Jigger, right?
Yeah.
And I think Ain't No Jigger was there at the fucking thing, and I think she might be the white woman we brought up. I think, remember we talked about it, and we were trying to figure out who she is. And
What
and
white woman?
She's supposed to be. I think I said it on here, or Jerome said it, that she's a white Swedish woman.
Now that woman runs an account called I Love Hip Hop or something like that.
The one that's in the picture. There's a picture of a white woman with them, but because there's also Ain't No Jigger, I know was there, because if you go on the Ain't No Jigger account, there's a picture of Hove at the thing, sitting on a table, and he's giving the peace sign, and normally if it was somebody else's picture, she would actually tag who
Nah,
took that picture.
They did tag him.
No, they didn't.
It's Zoe Rain photo.
The real. Yeah, I think you're right. They did tag him. I'm looking at it. It's the real JJ Monster is the person that took the picture. I don't know who that is.
Nah, the real JJ Monster is sitting next to Jay. Zoe Rain took the photo.
Nah, this picture right here.
Zoe Rain took that photo, bro. Look
But
at
they
Ain't No
didn't-
Jigger.
they didn't-
Look who
they
they
didn't-
tagged.
They
They
didn't
tagged
tag
him.
him.
Yes, they did. At the top of the screen.
Ah, fuck! I'm an idiot. Okay,
Real JJ Monster is literally the person tagged sitting next to Hove. Yeah.
who's that?
I don't know.
But there was a picture that was floated with a white woman.
There's a bunch of
think-
pictures I saw him. Yeah.
I think that white woman is Ain't No Jigger.
I mean, there's going to be tons of white women at the rock and roll
With Hove the
Hall
whole
of Fame.
time?
I mean, probably.
Beyonce wasn't even there.
Which is crazy to me.
I mean, maybe they work. Maybe the white woman works for Beyonce, and she was like, "Watch my man." Who knows?
Jay doesn't need anybody to watch him.
Shit.
He's not slipping anymore. You're not going to catch Hove slipping.
Nah.
Never.
Nah.
Yeah. Shout out to Jay-Z, man. Shout out to LL Cool J. Who else? What white people got inducted? Any rock and roll people? Nobody
Wasn't paying
cared.
attention. Yeah, nobody cared. Like,
Nobody fucking
attention to
cares.
Any like real rock and roll artists?
I don't know if any. Like,
Yeah.
that. Just Jay.
yeah,
I'll be-
rock
you
and
know-
roll it's kind of coming back though, right?
Little
Like,
bit, little bit.
Punk rock. Did we talk about that a little
Yeah,
bit
we
in the
did,
previous
we did.
episodes?
Yeah, I think
Is it coming back?
Yeah, bro. Shout out to Turnstile, a black band. They're
Yeah,
a
we-
black rock group. What is
I
that?
think
They're punk rock.
The lead singer's black, right?
That's black. He's
It's not
the
a
lead.
black- it's not a black group.
That's the,
Doesn't matter. That's big enough.
That's the one drop rule.
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
listen,
That's the one
he's-
drop.
Hey, I'll
He's
fuck
in-
with it.
Yeah, he's black. Actually, they're performing at ComplexCon, I believe.
It's a great look for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So shout out to that kid, Freaky Friends. He's from BMO. I think the whole band is from BMO, actually.
Yep.
We talked about this exact thing.
Yeah, I
last
forgot.
episode, though.
What is it?
Um,
Hardcore music or something?
Yeah, it's hardcore. It's hardcore.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Shout out to them.
So episode 137 was a podcast. We will tag Ain't No Jigger in this caption. And see
Find
if they
out and ask
respond.
them?
It's like, hey, Ain't No Jigger, are you a white woman, a middle-aged white woman?
From Sweden.
If not, who is that white lady in the picture?
So
Ain't No
before-
Jigger will know.
yeah.
So okay, so I believe there was a broadcaster who was doing their broadcast, and they were speaking. Somehow Biden was like the subject of the commentary, and they used the phrase "Let's go, Brandon," which I just read about this like a day or two ago, but I see it here. It's something we got to discuss. Are y'all familiar with this phrase?
Yeah, man. I just
I'm
learned
not.
about it. So apparently, the story is there was a NASCAR race going on, and the dude who won the race, his name is Brandon something. But while they were interviewing the dude after he won the race, the Brandon dude, um, there was a whole bunch of people in the back screaming "fuck Biden, fuck Biden," and so you could hear it through the telecast. And when they came back to the main the person interviewing the Brandon dude, instead of he actually acknowledged them screaming out "fuck Biden," but instead of that, he's like, and you can hear the crowd behind us going, "Let's go, Brandon." And so that became a thing. It became a code name for saying
Fuck
"fuck
Biden.
Biden" in the right wing community, in the white nationalist community. And most recently, the way I actually found out about it was a Southwest Airlines pilot when he was saying "welcome aboard" and this, that, and the other. The flight's gonna be 2 hours. This, that, and the other. After that, he goes, "Let's go, Brandon."
Oh, I'm getting off the plane.
So there actually was a reporter that was on that same flight, and so she called him out, and became a big thing. It was trending on Twitter, and that's when I actually learned about it because I did not know anything about the NASCAR thing. I don't even remember who the dude is that won the race, the actual person whose name is Brandon. Um, but yeah, "Let's go, Brandon." It was such a weird fucking phrase. I had to look it up. I was like, "What the fuck does this
Yeah.
mean?" But yeah, it's code for "fuck Biden."
So we're gonna
And
start seeing "Let's Go Brandon" shirts walking around the mall.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, man. If they're already out there. We just, we're not in that part of the country
Yeah.
yet. When they come here for Thanksgiving weekend,
They're gonna
or
be
to come to the
they're gonna be
museums,
selling them at the food trucks downtown on the mall.
they're gonna have them down there, and they're gonna
Yeah,
be
next to the red hat.
Yeah, it's so funny how it's always those little kiosks that are set up are all people of color selling that shit. They don't
Yeah.
give a fuck. They're like,
They don't give a fuck.
I don't even know what the fuck this is. What
Yeah.
does MAGA mean? Yo,
Right.
you want it? $15.
No bullshit. 2 for $20.
Yeah,
Listen, man, it is what
It's
it is.
commerce.
Like, the disrespect that those people throw around, and they're really more so surprised when they get held to task about their disrespect, right? They're just so, oh
They're
my
like
God.
shocked.
They're shocked that you
Like,
would
what do you
even-
mean?
Yeah, exactly. So,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, they can all kick rocks as far as I'm concerned.
No bullshit.
So what's something that we touched on the last episode was the lack of ownership, black ownership in the sneaker community, particularly within the States, really just on a global scale. And the black ownership, a CNBC article says that sneakers are a $70 billion market with black ownership only at 5%. Now, I look at that and I say, you can name the black shop owners probably on one hand,
yeah,
maybe two if you really start thinking of like the South. And we're talking of like premium shops. Maybe even we could just say shops with a Nike account. I think that would really put things into perspective.
that even makes it an even smaller piece of the pie.
Right.
Yeah.
Shout out to a
Sure.
really good friend of the show and my birthday twin, Clarence from Premium Goods, whose black-owned sneaker store has been around for a lot of years. I mean, over 15. One of the first dudes to do it. Yeah, my fault, Rome. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's all good. It's one of those things where, between Clarence, obviously we've got Whitner here in D.C.,
Yeah.
and really kind of up and down the Eastern Seaboard. And then I'm probably going to guess that you probably got a few spots down in Texas or Louisiana, you know what I'm saying? But, like, I don't know who has those premium accounts, right? But still they have influence in their local areas. And I think what people need to do is look at streetwear from both a clothing and a sneaker perspective, just as an entire lifestyle perspective, and use it as a means to educate kids on business, on sort of there is more to this than just what you see here on the floor.
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
it's
there's
bigger,
an
it's bigger
actual-
than sneakers.
Right, but the thing is, this is a gateway. This can be a gateway for a lot of people
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you know, what I mean, sometimes you don't want to sling crack rock and you don't have a wicked jump shot, right?
Right.
But you've got the sneaker store in your community, and you go in there, you look at the kicks, and it's all good when you get new product. But you know, what do you do with the employees that have been there for a long time, or the people that have been the people that are coming home from college, just got a degree, and they're overqualified for being on the floor, right? So you're like, hey, you could be my head of marketing, you could be my head of this, that, and the third. And I think you can utilize streetwear as a lifestyle to educate kids who may not see beyond the surface of it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
100%.
You know, Whitner said something in the article that that I found very interesting, and it's very true. Because the article said Whitner is an anomaly in the industry, even with the help of from his community. And he goes, "My saving grace was I had a good ecosystem of few black people who taught me the ropes," he said. "But on the other side are white gatekeepers who are keeping us out. Changing it is an individual choice, especially for white Americans, because they are part of the system that has been created to keep us out." And then he also goes on to say that there's no identifiable data that tracks the number of black-owned independent sneaker retail stores, but Whitner said he knew them all and counted 18, including 3 in Europe. So that's 18 world fucking wide.
That he
Because
knows.
Well, he said he knows them all.
Yeah.
Which, and you know, if there was one person that's
probably, yeah.
knowledgeable in this business, and,
It's
and-
definitely
and
him.
it would be him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this 18, it has to be. He's probably talking about the whole world because he included the 3 of the black owners in Europe. You know what I'm saying?
2 of them own Pata.
Well, I think you would just count that as one store, right? You know what I'm saying? It's just
Yeah.
one store that's owned by black men.
Well, I think sneakers and streetwear, this particular lifestyle, is just a tipping point. Honestly, though, right? That might actually be on the high end of ownership in a particular. Like how many black.
Or
Well, I'm just saying, how many black cycling shops are there?
how many black sneaker shop owners are still around after the pandemic?
But I'm just saying, we're talking at one particular category, right?
Yeah, like different
There's going to
lanes.
be other categories where it's going to be even less. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So for 5%, you know, I think that's decent, but you know, it's a lot. It's just you have to think of the greater good, so to speak, and how that's going to affect.
Wait, you
everybody.
said 5% is a lot?
I think when you're looking at comparable other like I said, from who owns, how many bike shops are owned by black people,
Yeah.
how many coffee shops, how many X Y Z. You know what I'm saying? 5% may actually be on the high end.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think what you also have to look at is this shit was created and made hot by black men and women, right? You know what
Yeah,
I'm
I
saying?
mean,
And for them,
down to the athlete's signature shoes,
Oh, my
to the
God.
people who
And-
wore them, you know?
and for that, you know, cycling has not really been a thing that's been. I don't know. I mean, we all rode bikes, but you know, in our communities, it's not like biking has been like the shit. You know what I'm saying?
look up Major Taylor.
Yeah, Major Taylor was like...
What's Major Taylor?
Major Taylor's like...
He was
a
like one of
black-
the early black cyclists
black
who was like,
velodrome cyclist.
Oh yeah. No, I'm not
Yeah.
saying that there was nobody doing it. It's kind of sort of like skateboarding. Like
Not even,
skateboarding was.
Oh,
It's like-
skateboarding, some of the best
but it's-
skateboarders
it-
are black.
but even,
Yes,
but even
but
so,
the percentage of black skateboarders was
I would
really
say-
low during our era, not
okay,
today.
yeah, during our era,
I
but
think
You know what
the
I'm saying?
percentage of black skateboarders who were like out there, prominent. Because remember, it was looked at
No,
as
there was a lot back
a white
then, though,
boy
too.
sport, right? But
But-
I'm saying like now they're out there. We kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
once
yeah.
once the East Coast got light on it, there was a tons of black and brown professional skateboarders.
And they came in, they dominated.
But I'm just speaking about it more so from more than just sports, or more than the 5 or 6 sports that we know, right? Even like look at Cowboys, right? Like if you
Cowboys, the
literally look-
football team.
No, like
Like
actual
actual
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
There
Oh,
were
okay. All right.
there were thousands of black cowboys in
Yes.
the late 1800s, early 1900s, but you don't see those images. you don't get a chance to understand those stories. And so because of that,
Yeah, because of the nature, like when they were cowboys,
exactly,
there was no mention of them.
exactly. So so people don't get to learn the history and realize the importance of what goes along with that, right? There's there's a movie coming out with black cowboys. I forget.
Yeah, I think
who
it's
it is.
already out with Idris Elba
Yeah, all of that.
and all them. It's
For
on
sure.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then, with streetwear, I think again, it's great to highlight us in
The Harder to
ads.
Come is the name of the
Right.
movie.
It
by
is
the way.
right. That's like with the new Jay-Z and Conway and somebody else song. I think Jadakiss song. Yeah. So it's great to use us and tell our stories of the triumph that it took to become this world-class athlete, but tell the same story about somebody becoming a world-class business owner. Why do we have to see, you know what I'm saying, like these shop owners in these random places? Why have we never seen anything on premium goods? Premium goods
Yeah.
been around for the longest.
Yep, longest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
mean,
we're all kind of
Union.
saying union. I think we're all kind of saying the same thing, man. I think the fact that and the way it's a little bit different from cycling is, sneakers were really made hot by the hood, by the inner cities.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And for that one thing to then be monopolized by white owners and almost kind of gatekeeping and keeping black people out of this business is some fucking fuck shit. Like
Well,
really some sucker
every
shit.
business, every business.
You know what I'm saying? But especially something like this, which was made hot by the inner cities and the urban communities.
Well, and before that, made hot by the athletes who actually wore the shoes. You know.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, there's different ways to look at it, because if it wasn't the athletes driving this culture forward, it was our hood superstars that were driving it forward.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you weren't always looking to an athlete for style and fashion, but
No.
I was looking to the hustlers in the block. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
for sure.
And seeing what they were driving, the jewelry they were wearing, the clothes they were wearing, what sneakers they had on, what fashion they had on, how they were cuffing their pants. Like all this shit I wasn't getting from Michael Jordan.
Nah.
But I was seeing the cats on my block. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So all these things were big factors, and they were the dudes buying $100 sneakers. It wasn't suburban kids
At all.
in fucking Montgomery County.
At all.
Nah, it was nobody. It was cats
Well, I
from
mean-
down here that were spending $150 sneakers on in Baltimore City. Like it wasn't anybody else.
I just think it was a mix of everybody, so to speak, right? Like, because again, it's one thing to influence and to make it work, but we have to speak about like that next level, right? Post consumer, you're no longer just a consumer. You're informed now. You know the business. You've chopped it up with the owners. You've heard the stories about Portland. And so now we have to change the game a little bit and be like, yo, I want to actually be in the business of owning a shop, right?
But they made it harder, Jerome.
What I'm explaining to you is that they made it harder, but also is we don't have the owners sharing that knowledge and bringing that next group of kids up.
I mean,
You
the
see what I'm
owners.
saying?
Yeah.
We know a million people who have worked at Nike. They
Yeah.
work at Nike for 3-4 years, they move on to something else. So
Yeah.
clearly that is not the beacon of retail or it's not the best place in the world to work. It's cool, but it's not. But people leave because they find better opportunities.
Everybody leaves.
Everybody leaves.
Nobody lives in Portland.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
what I'm saying though is like, so now we're looking at it and saying, from a business perspective, we need to tune in and really educate people on the business of it, because
Yes.
they're using us to market and to make money, but
Yes.
they're not giving back to you. They'll put up a basketball court real quick.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? They'll donate some shoes to some kids in Thailand. They'll do everything but put you on to game. And then when they do put you into game, they want to get greedy and hoard all of the product for themselves. But we saw what happened with the
All the money
sneaker
for
information.
themselves. Yeah.
Well, the money, but we saw what happened with the sneaker information as
Yeah.
well, right?
Yeah.
And so, now you're leaving it on these independent stores to make product that isn't hot. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's tough some of those New Balance are just never going to sell. They're just
Yeah.
not hot. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what? This is a great segue into another portion of that article, Rome. They talk about a gentleman named Darius Billings, who's worked in the sneaker business since he graduated from Howard University in 1988, and he's currently the senior director of product and marketing for Athlete's Foot. And he actually
Athlete's Foot? Are they still
Athlete's
open?
Foot. Well, maybe not in this area, but there's still a big, they still have a big footprint on the market.
Wow.
Because they actually also talked about another black dude, he owned like 22 Athlete's Foots at one time, and I think it's now down to another number. But anyway, this guy, he launched this thing called the Strategic African American Retail Track, or START program, which is designed to help create pathways for black entrepreneurs to become retail store owners. So I think this is something that if you are looking to get into this business and you are African American, you're black, this should be something you look at, man. It's called
What's that
START.
conference that you go to?
That I went to. That was the black, the black men and women in the shoe industry. It was
Okay.
like some small niche conference that was held here in DC. But this it says recruits, encourages, and supports black entrepreneurs in the sneaker industry by educating, exposing, and helping them clear the traditional barriers black potential business owners face. And they actually talked, we spoke about premium goods. There's also a premium goods in Houston, which was partly owned by our friend, but I think they kind of licensed it out. And they spoke to the lady that owns that premium goods in Houston, Jennifer Ford.
She's a
And
black woman?
She's a black woman. 17 years ago, she became the only black female proprietor of a sneaker store in the country, which is a very big deal. You know what I'm saying? Not only, I think she might have been the only female owner of a sneaker boutique. And then for her to be black is, of course, big up to her. But she looked at that program and she said, I wish START was around when I got into the business, because it would have definitely helped her navigate the industry a little bit better. So listen, Google it. It is STAART program. And man, I mean, we need more ownership amongst black men and women, man. So this is y'all shit. Should definitely be a part of it. Definitely be making money from it. And yeah.
Well, I
and-
think it's our right. I think it's something that becomes, if I don't have the knowledge, or if my interests aren't there, I can push somebody who still is interested, who cares like that, right?
Yeah.
Who might not be as jaded, or who might not be as sort of like turned off by the sneaker industry, because it's very similar to the music industry, and who actually controls everything, right? So I feel like there's an opportunity for people to continue to learn, but at the same time, it does come down to capital, and I
Yeah.
think that's a lot of time where there's a problem, is that finding resourceful capital that's going to understand that this is a marathon. Like it takes a lot to get a sneaker store up and running.
Yeah.
We've all seen that firsthand for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
For
You know what I'm
sure.
saying? Here in DC, pretty much all three of us work in that Commonwealth. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it's kind of just like, yo, it's dope. It's super ill. Like, it's all that. But there's bills to be paid.
Yeah.
And you see it. And you know what I mean? We don't have the perspective of an owner per se, but we have had conversations, you know what I'm saying? And also we also know people who have brands and who see things on the other side. You know what I mean? So I think that owning is just, we hear people talk about it, and it's such a buzzword, and such a know your worth and know your value and all that good stuff. But like the sacrifice that it takes to be an owner is something that I don't think a lot of people are willing to invest their time in.
Well, I think what's also changed is, I mean, if you look back in the early days, the only people that were opening up sneaker stores and boutiques and things like that were really people that came from living that life and really understood and came from a background of sneakers and and whether it's streetwear or any of that shit. But really, you came from a background of knowing about sneakers and loving sneakers, right?
Yeah.
And it was because of your love for that, you're like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna open up a store and see
Yeah.
what happens. And I think today it's become such a big business that you're seeing people from outside of our community really come in, and whether you're able to come in with the capital and but not really coming because of the love. You're really coming in as a business. And I'm not
Just to
knocking that because,
capitalize.
because a lot of the best business people in different categories are able to be successful because they're not emotionally attached to it, right?
Right.
But really, this is something that I feel like you should love it, and really, it'll make a difference in your business. Like whether you treat it like a business or you really treat it for people who love this shit like you.
Yeah.
Like you can see a difference in the stores that are catering only to a commerce and people who are catering to others that also love this shit. You can tell.
100%.
Yeah.
I just feel it's different. I mean, the love changes though.
You're right.
And I
And
think
people change,
that's
and you get older and things change and bills pile on, and I get it. But
the love changes, and I think that's what we have to keep in mind is that like we all went crazy for Questlove Air Force One 15 years
Yeah.
ago, right? I was there. I opened the door.
I had 'em.
Me
I was
too.
picking the kids. I was
Yeah.
picking the kids who won them,
yeah.
right? And now I'm less sort of inclined.
You're
to
not
wanna-
as patient as you used to be.
right. I don't want to play that position so much anymore, right?
Oh my God.
I would
Yeah.
much rather be like, like, what's up with like, like when I read the reports of what sells, it's very interesting to see what sells in VA, what sells in LA, what sells in DC. Like, it's a whole business of just that sort of analytics and stats. You know what I mean?
Based on
And
regions.
based on
For
regions
sure.
of what sells. Yeah, it's incredible. You know what I mean? And then you see how it informs the buys that come along. And, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So there's so much more that is involved in it. But I
For
think
sure.
that I would love this, and I enjoy seeing Whitner do what he does. I'm not like a huge fan per se, but I do hope that he can get into a position where he can have even greater influence.
Yeah.
Because he seems to be very focused on.
And I think he's on his way there.
He seems
Nah,
to
he's
be-
definitely running shit when it comes to this Nike Jordan stuff. I mean, what he says means a great deal in to those businesses.
I would like. I'd like to see. I'd like to see him continue to grow. You know what I'm saying? The brands across the country. He's picking very sort of African American, heavy African American strongholds. Like I think he's opening Harlem. He's opening Baltimore. They're in Pittsburgh, and they're kind of in like random
I think
places in the
Detroit
South.
is coming up.
There's like
Yeah.
5 in North Carolina. There's a couple in South Carolina. I think he's got Florida.
You know another
what I mean?
interesting
Atlanta.
thing. Another
Atlanta, yeah.
interesting thing he said that changed how his business ran was he said Whitner maintained his first store for 5 years, but he made a change in 2011 that took his business into the stratosphere. He said, "My first store was called Flavor Factory. That name was very black, very urban," he said. So he changed it to social status. And all of a sudden, the opportunities started
Boom.
to change. White people started fucking with him
He's getting
after he changed that
every
name.
account,
You know what?
every
The
account.
Flavor Factory, but they still might be called Flavor Factory in North and South Carolina. I recall seeing one when I was down there.
Yeah, no, I think maybe.
Did he
Social
change
status
all of
now.
it?
I think he might have changed all of them. There might be a new Flavor Factory.
Flavor
Somebody was
Factory is a
like, "Fuck it,
horrible
I'm gonna take
name.
it."
That's a horrible
Yeah,
name.
I mean, Flavor Factory is a terrible name.
Terrible.
But listen, he's from Pittsburgh, so I get it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like the most forward name. I can see somebody from Pittsburgh coming up and be like, "Yo, Flavor Factory is the name I'm gonna go with. That sounds hot." Respectfully. But I think we're saying all of this to really encourage other black men and women to listen. More ownership and look out for us when you get these stores, man.
So here's my
Put us
thing,
on the
right?
fucking list.
Here's
You
my
heard?
thing though. What about when you have other minorities who are owners?
Mm-hmm.
Do they have a responsibility to putting other minorities on, or should they specifically go to black people? Because we know firsthand
Yeah.
a lot of minority shop owners.
I think every
Yes.
sneaker store in DC is minority owned. If you think about
Yeah, you know what? I think preference should be given to African Americans. I'll be honest.
I don't know if everybody has the relationships though, right? So hear me out. So I don't know if so like it's one thing to have somebody.
Wait,
work
what's the question? Sorry, are you saying Nike should give preference?
No. I'm talking shop owners. I'm saying shop owners.
What will they do? What a shop owner supposed to do?
They would look out for employees or set up a program.
Oh, I see.
To create more black ownership. But what I'm saying is, if they're not black, do they have the relationships with black people to do that? And if they don't, is that seen as a bad thing? You know what I'm saying? If a Mexican puts on a Mexican, is that a bad thing?
No, I think as a shop owner, I think you have a responsibility to your employees, whatever color they are. If you know what I'm saying, I think that's different because you can teach somebody the game, right? But a shop owner might not be in a position to really make you a store owner. Like
Right.
then that at the end of the day is a decision made by the
They're not
brands.
trying to like
That's
mold
like
you into their
when-
competition.
Or even if they are, you know what I'm saying, even if they teach you and give you all the game you need, at the end of the day, it needs to be, you still need to go to like the Nikes and the Adidas and try to get these accounts. And
Right.
that shop owner, even if he co-signs for you, still can't really do much with that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think the responsibility lies on the shoulders of the Nikes. Like, they need to be fucking with black people.
Well, I think
they need to be given more of these
I think
accounts
they need,
to black.
Well, I think they need to rock with black ownership, right? They rock with black people. LeBron and all of them, they're there.
They need to rock with black ownership.
Black ownership, right?
Yeah.
So
they need to make it easier for black owners.
I think again, we need to just be given a fair chance.
Exactly.
Black people haven't been given a fair chance since
No.
we've been in this country, and
Exactly.
so as a result, we're always behind the eight ball.
Yep.
Now, what I also feel though is that we have to also put ourselves in a position to have all of our ducks lined in order. You know what I'm saying?
Be ready when the situation presents itself.
And I'm not saying that like we can't, but we have to. We have to overlook every obstacle that's put in our way.
Yeah.
And as a black person, you're taught very young, very, very young, that you're gonna have to work twice as hard to get half as much. It's
Yeah.
just a fact. Like, I'm from the suburbs and I know this. You know what I'm saying? So like, I can only imagine what the inner city story looks like. But you know, we also understand that like we do have a large amount of. We're in a very educated city. There's government workers and black colleges and all sorts of just within the area, and you know, I just think that we have to really put our mind where our dollars are, right? And say we got to get it. We got to get it really cracking, because this makes no sense to just be consistently used over and over again. You know what I mean? Like just for our athletic, you know what I'm saying, exploits. And it's great, but as soon as Kyrie retires, they'll find another athlete to endorse.
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
Right. So, but we need that next Clarence. And we need that next
Yeah.
Clarence in predominantly
The
white
next
areas.
Jennifer Ford. Yeah.
Right, because you know, I mean, there's like, I think the West
next
Coast has
Whitner.
the West Coast has Sheiks. I believe it's
Yeah.
called Sheiks.
They're not
And
black owned.
They're not. But what I'm saying is, it's like a mall brand.
They're Arabs. Yeah.
but
or
there's
something like
there's
that.
a million of them though. Like they're
Yeah.
literally
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
And we need a black Sheiks.
Yeah.
I'm saying we need a
black
company-
DTLR.
Right. We need a
Is
company
it
that's gonna,
DTLR black or it's not
No,
black?
sir. Tony
not.
Trantis. No.
Wow.
That was started by a white Jewish man.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. All the sneaker stores in the mom and pop joints, even I think GT Players, I think they're Arab, but I
They're
think they might
Persian.
be they might be Christian Persian or Jewish Persian. I
I
can't
think
tell.
they're Muslim.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, all those Cinderella shoes, Charlie Rudo Sports. I mean, all of these DTLR, all these spots I frequented as a kid. Cinderella's shoes might not have been Jewish, but yeah. I mean, listen, shout out to all them too. But yeah, Charlie Rudo Sports and DTLR and all these places, man. They were, you know,
Prince and
these were all
Princess.
white
Yeah.
people, white owners
and boom,
with black employees.
Black people
With
unite
black
and
employees.
let's
Yeah,
black
listen.
people unite and let's all get
Keeping
down.
them the face of it, and nobody knew. Dr. J's, all these places are not black owned.
Jimmy Jazz.
Jimmy Jazz is not black.
Yeah.
But
Hell no.
again, is it like it's tough to find black owned.
Dr.
and then-
J's is not black.
No, sir.
Wow.
Again, but how do you feel about putting your money into minority owned versus not black owned? Is that a problem?
I mean, yeah.
It's
Is it
it's not a
different?
problem. I mean,
Is
there
it
is a big
different?
difference, man. I mean, because I mean, I think this sneaker shit needs to really embrace black owners first instead of like the minority, the Asians and all these other people. You know what I'm saying? I think there needs to be a huge influx of black ownership in this sneaker shit. The brands really need to come together and be like, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna embrace more black owners and give out these accounts more and make sure that black owners are taken care of. I think that needs to happen.
We'll see what happens. I mean, 2021 is at an end. Maybe we'll start our own sneaker store.
We
You know what
we
I'm
should
saying?
we should do that. I
We
mean,
gotta- we
honestly,
gotta-
let's go through this start program. I mean, I think, and you know, Darius Billings. I think this is a great program, man. We should look into it. And Jerome, listen, you gonna lead this.
Wait, what's it called? Start or Stark?
Start STAART program. I'm gonna send you the link.
I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, you found it?
Aims to boost black ownership
Yeah,
through
it sounds great, man.
sneaker retail franchising.
Yeah.
Oh, this is through the athlete's foot.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's legit. And you know they talk to you and give you ways to get financing and all that stuff. The guy who owned 22 athletes foot graduated from Morehouse College and he's 45 years old. You
Young
know,
man.
graduated in '98 and was like, fuck it, I don't want to get a 9 to 5. I mean, I'm gonna try to open up my own business and borrow some money from his parents and friends, family friends, and went from one store to another store. And you know, listen, this is how you do it. This is how
Yeah.
you start. And you know, he's now 45 with fucking all these fucking stores, athletes' foots throughout the whole country. I think it's tight.
Listen, I'm gonna check it out. I'm on the website now. Obviously,
Yeah.
I have a full plate at the moment, but
Nah, yo, let's run it through. Let's get Isabella on there. Let's get my kids in there. Let's do it. We're gonna put them
Seriously.
through the ringer, man. We're gonna make them fucking have sneaker stores by the time they're 14. Yeah,
Your
We'll
daughter's
keep you
got
all
a sneaker
posted.
store in the next room.
that's true.
You gonna come home and they're gonna be selling your shit.
all right, we're getting let's get it cracking.
Yeah.
Abdul, did you buy any new sneakers this week?
I did. I bought the Stadium Goods Bape collab.
The gray ones,
Yeah, the ones that look like the New Balance colorway.
New Balance Air Force One colorway.
Yeah. Well,
Those
no.
are kinda fire.
So the Bapesters, which are the Air Force One looking joints, I already had. Stadium Goods sent those to me. Shout out to Yuming. Shout out to my man Greg out there. But there was a second one, which is the Skatester shoe.
It looks like
that-
a dunk.
It looks like a dunk. That they did not send to me. So I went online Friday when they dropped at 12 o'clock and copped a pair off their website. And what else did I get, man? I got, let me see if this is reachable.
If you're listening, Abdul is showing us his latest sneaker purchase with a
Well,
big
this
grin on
Probably,
his
well,
face.
this probably
was-
is not a
this was-
purchase.
This was
What was that from? Clark Kent.
nah, shout out to my brother Clark Kent though. Nah, this was I can't really say too much about it. I'll tell you guys.
Oh,
off
you
air.
told me your man sent you a pair.
No, he sent me the blue pair.
Okay.
This yellow pair came from somewhere else. But I'll give you all updated after we get done recording.
Did you already have those?
No, they just came in.
No, I'm
Like,
saying, but you didn't have them prior to that.
no,
So you got every single Off-White Air Force One.
no, I don't have the MoMA pair, which was the black with the silver check.
Soon come.
I don't know. Those, I mean,
Or the-
I
or
would
the
love
Louis
to have
joints.
a pair. Oh yeah, I need those. Yeah, I need those. Did you all get anything? I don't think I bought anything
I haven't
else,
got
man.
anything. I haven't got any shoes lately. Not that I
Yeah.
can think of.
Yeah, just those Bapes. That was it.
How about you, Rome?
Last thing I got was some ALD New Balance.
The 550s
550s.
Oh, those are fire.
Yeah, I got the gray pair.
for the flip?
I've been too lazy to sell them, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. I keep telling myself December I'm gonna sell everything, so we'll see what happens.
I think you should keep them and rock them.
I might. I mean, I still have another pair. I still have two more pair of ALD New Balances too. So like,
All 550s.
yeah, all 550s. So
Okay.
you know,
Sell the trio.
I'm just trying to let everything go, man. Like it just gotta go.
I think I'm getting to that point a little bit.
I
where
need a
feel
more.
like-
I keep saying I need a mortgage. I don't know if I need a mortgage, but I need a bigger place. How about that?
Yeah, you definitely need a
mortgage would be good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Right.
You throwing away your money renting.
Yeah, for sure.
Silent Time bought 300,000 in Shibi. What's the name of that shit?
Shiba.
Shiba.
Yep.
Hey, listen, Shiba. I'm like 10 times that. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta go in on it, bro. Get your Coinbase, get your Webull, and you know. What
I
I'm
just
saying?
downloaded the Webull shit. Y'all got me hype. I need to fucking send them my driver's license or
And
something,
just pay,
something
and
like
just
that.
pay attention to the Shiba on the daily.
Shiba, that's the one I need to cop.
Yeah.
Did I miss it? What's it at?
No, you didn't miss it.
It's been dive. It took a dive today, but it's still not.
Oh,
in a
so
bad
that's
place.
good.
No, it's great. It's like so. Listen, all you need Shiba to do is hit a penny, and you'll be generational wealth.
Listen, I'm waiting for my shit, which is I think I
Safe
talked
Moon?
about it. Safe Moon. Yeah, Safe Moon needs
Not
to
so safe,
go
I
Moon.
to
don't
the
know
moon.
about that.
Yeah, and it needs it's nowhere near the moon.
Yeah. We're not gonna get into say what is Abdul watching.
I finished a series on Hulu called Only Murders in the Building, with Steve Martin, Martin Short, Selena Gomez. It's like a sort of like a comedy kind of vibe. It's they live in
It's
a
got to
building.
be a comedy with all them.
Yeah,
in it.
they live in a building in New York where a murder happens, and you know they're sort of like us. They're into podcasts. They listen to a true crime podcast, and because they live in the building where the murder happened, they were like, "Fuck it, we should start our own podcast and investigate this murder." So the story's about that. So I finished the whole thing. It was good. Check it out if you can. Ted Lasso season 2. I wrapped that up. Hilarious, of course, very very good. That's on Apple Plus. So if you have an Apple Plus subscription, you should check that out. Man, I'm caught up on BMF. Ed,
What did you think about the last one? I thought
I liked
one
it.
I thought the last one was kind of weak.
you know what? I was a little skeptical on because I went through like it's 6 episodes. I went through all of them in like 2 days.
It's a little slow starting, but then it builds
It's
up.
a little bit slow starting, and you know what? The acting kind of like around episode 2, episode 3 was a little bit sketchy. And
I mean,
was
there's
like,
nobody in there
"Ah."
you've ever seen before, though, really.
Yeah, well, you know that's Big Meech's son, right?
Yeah.
I didn't
The
know
one,
that.
The one who plays him is actually
Yeah, that
his
wants
son.
to play him is
Yeah.
his son.
Yeah.
And what I did looking through the credits was a lot of the Flannery family is involved.
I'm sure.
Terry Flannery Jr. His name is on the credits.
Yeah.
And you know Demetrius Flannery Sr.
Of course he is.
He-
Yeah.
you know, obviously his name is on the credits, and everybody's kind of on the credits. So, I mean, it looks like you know they're getting some money back. And I heard something about Big Meech might be getting out soon, actually.
Oh, that's crazy.
But his son, I like him, man.
I think he's great.
Yeah, I think they're doing good, man. I didn't know he's also a rapper.
Yeah.
And yeah, and he's had some music out. I meant to check that out, but I haven't gotten around to that. So I watched BMF. I'm caught up on that. I finished season 1 of Raising Kanan, which to me might be the best show, man. Fucking, you know what I also realized? I want to hear a 50 Cent album on theme songs. Like all the theme songs he does for like the opening of the fucking shows, they're all fire. When he does a song and puts it out for his album recently has been not fire. Like he needs to be in that lane, man. That gun talk, that drug talk, you know what I'm saying? Like that's where he excels at. The grimy shit. I think there's not a lot of people that can do it like 50 does, man. Other than that, what else am I watching? Let me see here. I started season 1 of The Wire again. I'm on episode 2. Classic, man. I'm hearing people still talking about Snowfall is better than The Wire. Shut the
That's
fuck
stupid.
up. You know, people are like, yo, season 2 at the Ducks. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's
Go back
not.
and watch that shit again, man. It's probably one of
Yeah.
the best seasons, actually. Go watch season 2 again, man. Seriously. Yeah, man. The Wire is unfuckwittable. I'll be
Yeah.
honest. There's nothing else like it. So I'm starting. I started season 1. I'm gonna go run through the whole thing, and so I'm gonna be caught up for a while, man. But yeah, I'll be in LA this week. If you have tickets to Complex Con, let me know. Hook me up. I don't have a ticket.
Abdul's hosting Complex Con.
I'm hosting Complex Con from the parking lot, from outside, because I don't have tickets to get in. Yeah, so I mean, I'll be in LA this week, man.
Tight. I mean, there's no new music that I can think of at the moment. I've listened to a lot of Westside Gun lately, which is
Hey,
not a bad
fire.
you
thing.
can't go wrong with that.
Not a bad thing. New music wise, I just can't think of much. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. There isn't. So I just saw the up to date stats on the Virginia race. So the Democrat dude is winning all 3 major areas. So like Northern Virginia, Richmond, Virginia Beach.
He came back,
No, he's winning those. But everything in Western Virginia is all red.
and that's where the majority of the votes are.
That's where
Yo,
a lot of
all,
the votes.
all of Virginia is red right now, except for like little pockets.
Richmond, Virginia Beach, Northern Virginia.
That's it.
Yeah.
Ah, shit.
It's all red.
So we're screwed.
pretty much.
I mean, it's not looking good. It's going to be a real active 3 years, whenever the next presidential race is. So we'll see what goes down, man. I was even mad that look how crazy that is.
you see that, Abdul?
God damn, that looks crazy.
Right?
That looks like a good colorway for sneakers, though.
So what's a podcast? Episode 137. We did it again. Safe travels to Abdul. Rest in peace, BK Tidalwave. Rest in peace, Prodigy.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to our guy Premium Pete, man. Premium Pete is about to be in a movie.
Oh,
He's
yeah?
coming out. Yeah, he got
That's
casted
dope.
in a movie by Armand Asante.
Okay.
If you remember, he played Gotti in the HBO. I think it was the HBO Gotti, right?
I think
Remember
so.
that? You never
I
saw
think
that
so.
back in the day.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he's going to be in a movie with Armand Asante. It's some mob related shit. So shout out to
It's gotta
Premium
be.
Pete, man. Yeah.
What's a podcast? Episode 137. We did it, baby. Shout out to my man. Always available. Hashtag Streetwear Eddie.
Peace.
Don't charge Abdul. Safe travels.
Thank you. Silent
I
Time.
am-
Let me get some of that Shibu. Is that what it is? Shibu, right? Shibi?
SHIB.
Shibu.
Oh, SHIB? Shib.
Well, that's I don't know what that last one's. Either A or U. Anyway, I'm Jerome Baker III, and we're out. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.